I'm gonna be honest with you all. I'm sitting on a number of either unfinished or haven't even started games, especially with the holidays just wrapping up. I got gifted quite a few games, and so my wife does not want to hear me say, hey, here, this month, I want to buy some new games. So instead of telling her that, I'm gonna tell you guys that. In January, we're kicking off the year with some great games coming out on various platforms. And maybe this will be another great year like 2024 was. But at least right now, these are 7 games that I definitely am interested in playing or picking up at some point in time. The very first one is Eternal Strands. This is coming out on January 28th. This is a game that looks fantastic. It is from some of the original developers of the Dragon Age series, namely around the Dragon Age Origin time period, which is still probably my favorite Dragon Age game. It's at least the one that I've put the most time into. And the trailers that we've seen so far seem to incorporate a lot of magic and how that interacts with the environment as well as the creatures. I think this one looks fantastic. And so again, this one is coming out on January 28th for PS5, Xbox, and PC. And one good thing is this is also coming out on Game Pass. Number 6 is Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. Now this is the sequel to the highly regarded Citizen Sleeper that released a couple of years ago at this point. It looks also fantastic. So this is a virtual tabletop game. Basically, you are playing a tabletop version of a game, but obviously in a video game title. It looks really, really good. I have not played the first one yet. I actually own it, as well as, of course, it is currently still on Game Pass. But it looks really great, and because of how well it was reviewed and received, and of course the praise that it's gotten, I've been interested in trying this out. But again, I have a lot of games that I haven't played yet, so we'll see when I get to that one. Now this one is coming out on January 31st, and it's coming out for PS5, Xbox, Switch, and PC. And yet again, this is another one that is coming out on Game Pass, so a little bit easier on my wallet. Number 5 is Virtua Fighter 5 Revo, or Revo is what I just call it. I don't know if they actually put the spelling of the acronym there, but this is coming out on January 28th. Now, mainly, this is a PC release. It's important to kind of know that. PlayStation, which has the original Virtua Fighter 5 as well as Final Showdown, is getting a balance patch that is going to bring a lot of what Virtua Fighter 5 Revo is getting onto the PC platform. However, this is mainly, again, going to the PC platform because Virtua Fighter 5 had not been out on that platform as of yet. Now this is getting rollback netcode. There's no confirmation that the PlayStation version is getting that, but there is a lot of balance patches, some new moves being added. There's like a tournament mode that's going into there that's going to help with running some maybe local events, which is really great. And of course, a cool thing as somebody who is a big advocate of the local fighting game community scene. So hopefully Virtua Fighter 5 makes a resurgence in some local areas because of this. And this is a great release, as of course at the Game Awards they announced a new Virtua Fighter is in development. So that could be something really cool to look forward to. Again, this is coming out on January 28th and it's coming out for PC. Number 4 is Tales of Grace F Remastered. Now this is a game that has been remade twice and now being remade. This is the second time, I should say, that's being remade. This time, of course, with some better graphics, better frames per second, and of course, another chance for people to play the Tales of Grace's F game. Now, there is some people who will say this is not the best Tales game. I've never played it, but my friend, one of my best friends actually, this is his favorite Tales game. So maybe this will become your favorite Tales game. But the Tales series in general is fantastic. I love them. The way that they carry out their story, the combat, the action combat is really fun to play with, and their various party members, how they interact with one another is top notch. Now, again, this is a remake, so who knows, or I should say a remaster, who knows how this will play out. Usually they play better, but sometimes we have seen a couple of recent remasters from the Tales teams that haven't quite hit the mark. Really looking at the most recent Tales of Symphonia release, but of course they ended up patching that, so it worked out well. But we'll see how it comes out at release. This is coming out on January 17th for PS5, PS4, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Now this next one is kind of cheating because it's not technically releasing, but it is releasing into early access. However, it just looks fantastic, so I wanted to include it, and that is Hyperlight Breaker. Now, of course, this is the sequel to Hyperlight Drifter, which I think a lot of people really liked. Again, that's a title that I didn't really play. However, Hyperlight Breaker looks much more enticing to me than Hyperlight Drifter did. So I'm looking forward to this, and I have a friend who is over the moon about this and actually drafted this in our video game fantasy league, which if you want to follow those details, you should check out our streams, which I stream on the channel every Friday at 9 p.m. Yeah, he drafted that. So while I want this game to be really good, at the same time, I don't want it to review extremely well because I want to win the league. So I guess I'm having conflicting feelings right this second, and it is kind of hitting as I'm recording this. So anyways, I hope this game is fun. Again, this is coming out on January 14th. It is going into early access on PC. I believe just Steam. I haven't checked on the other platforms, but if it is, I will make sure it's in the description. Now these next two, I truly did tell my wife that I want these, and I likely am picking up both of them. Now maybe not directly at release, one of them will be. This is the one that might not be at release, however, I'm really excited for, and that's Dynasty Warriors Origins. So I am a fanatic when it comes to the Dynasty Warriors series. Ever since I played Dynasty Warriors 2, I've been completely hooked on this series and play all of them, and Dynasty Warriors Origins looks fantastic. If you haven't played the demo, you should, because man, did they up their game with Dynasty Warriors here, and especially with the Origins label. That told me when it first got announced that there was going to be some Soulsborne-like combat in this, and there is. You should definitely check it out, because when there's some one-on-one battles, oh boy, are those fun and difficult, I will say that. But Dynasty Warriors Origins is coming out on January 7th for PS5, Xbox, and PC. And again, that is something I really recommend you check out, especially if you've never checked out the Dynasty Warriors series before. And number one is a game that I'm super excited for, and it could end up not being great, but I don't care. I love this game so much, and I can't wait to actually play it again. And that's Freedom Wars Remastered. Now, Freedom Wars was a game that originally came out on the PS Vita, and it's basically like a Monster Hunter type game. So back when it released, and I believe it released back in 2015, it was very innovative, and there were so many really cool things about it. You basically play as a person, they are labeled as sinners, who's been in prison because of, you know, breaking some law, which it's not hard to break laws in this series, or in this world, I should say. And you have a 1 million year sentence, but the only way to reduce that sentence and try to gain your freedom is going out on dangerous missions, trying to get the very limited resources to bring back to the prison. Now, who knows what this is going to look like? The team that is developing this, which I believe is Dimps, is gotten the rights from Sony to make this game happen. Now, Sony actually owns the property. They are giving the grace, so to speak, to develop this, and Bandai Namco is the one who's publishing it. Dimps is hoping that they can get enough sales and promise from this game that they could make a sequel for Freedom Wars, and I would love that. I think that would be fantastic, especially with this world, how it plays out. And again, if you like Monster Hunter, I really think you're gonna like this game. Now, I know that the better game will be coming out very soon. Of course, that's Monster Hunter Wilds, because that is not an old game that's being remastered for modern day. That's a brand new game coming out. But you got a couple of months before that happens. So I think you should go pick up Freedom Wars Remastered. Help people like myself get a sequel for this game, and maybe you'll find a lot of enjoyment out of it. Again, this is coming out on January 10th, and it's coming out for PS5, PS4, Switch, and PC. Don't miss that game. And there's a couple of other games coming out in January that I didn't list off, so here's a quick montage of some of those that maybe you are interested in. Anyway, that's the 7 games that I'm really looking forward to. Again, those first 2, very much going to pick those up at some point. Number 1, I'm picking it up day 1. No questions asked. Number 2, that'll depend on finances and, of course, where I am at with some of my games, because my wife probably won't let me get 2 games in 2 weeks. We'll see how it goes. But of course, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button down below and leave a comment. Tell me what of these games that you're excited for, or if you think I'm off about any of these, and if there's any games in January you're looking forward to picking up, because I'm actually very curious if anyone agrees with me in my list of 7. And as always, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'm putting out more videos this year. We are actually going to be, or we're currently in the midst of celebrating 10 years here at Press Start. And here in October, there's going to be year 11. So I'm currently trying to figure out what I want to do for the channel to celebrate this more, because last year I was just so busy I couldn't. So also leave me some recommendations. What do you suggest that we do for year 11 of Press Start? But that is all for the video. So until next time, everybody, stay hydrated, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep on gaming. We'll see you all on the next video. But until then, enjoy yourselves.